Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pass the Joystick. This week, we are bringing a lot of news that happened the past week, and there were juicy ones, actually. There were really juicy ones.
What a good week.
Yeah.
What a nice week.
I was gonna say, like, it was a really good week when it comes to announcements, gameplay, stuff that happened throughout the week. Obviously, when it comes to announcements of different games that we already knew of, and we got gameplay of those games, but we'll talk about that. We also have a little bit, we'll mention it at the end, it's a little bit of The Last of Us 2. We're gonna make a little video of The Last of Us 2 by itself once my co-host Nick finishes the game, because I already finished it. You guys already caught the unboxing video of this amazing thing right here. Incredible.
Gorgeous.
Very excited. I already finished the game. We want to know a little bit more of what you guys think of the game, if you guys finished that already. But yeah, let's just get to it. Oh, before we start, I actually want to just apologize for last week. I know we had a little bit of a hiccup when it came to like the audio and the video of last week's episode. This week, we promise it's going to be much better. We're going to bring a lot of new stuff when it comes to content to the channel, and we just got new equipment, so we're just gonna keep improving. We appreciate the support that you guys give us. We appreciate everything that all the comments, the feedback that we're getting from everybody. It's just making us better, and that's what we want. We want you guys to engage with us, so that way we can just make it a community. This show is not even ours, it's you guys. Like we're making this because we love gaming, and we want to bring you guys what we love, pretty much. That's all it is, right?
100%. It's an effort. It's a marathon, not a sprint. This is literally just kind of every episode, man. It's just improvement from that point on.
Exactly.
This isn't going to be an instant, know-it-all, best-of process. That's not how it really is in our eyes. So
exactly.
We're just chilling.
Yeah. But let's get to it. We're going to, get the bad news out the way first.
Yes, please.
Because we did, unfortunately, get a few bad news. The big one this past week was Mixer. So, if you guys know about Mixer, the competition to Twitch and YouTube and all the other stuff and whatnot, they got bought out by none other than Facebook.
Gaming.
So Facebook bought out Mixer, and that is big news. Like, why are we talking about that? Well, there's a lot of gamers, pro gamers, a lot of professional streamers and everything that actually moved from Twitch to Mixer when Mixer was big and whatnot. Unfortunately, now it got announced that they are shutting down, and Facebook gaming is taking over everything else.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So that's a whole situation I have basically. So what ends up happening is you had, of course, Twitch, YouTube gaming, Facebook gaming, and then Mixer was last on that list. Mixer was bringing in obviously significantly less than everyone when it came to that.
Yeah.
But Twitch had Shroud and Ninja, which if you ever even open Twitch once period in your life, you usually see those two up top. They bought them out. They were there for maybe like 4 or 5 months, literally. And then Mixer just had some internal issues for the past couple months, they look like. And they literally just closed down in the span of a day. So everyone who was partners, everyone who had pretty much their jobs, their careers going on through that website, all had to literally rehome. They literally they just all lost their jobs. So now they all either moved to Twitch or YouTube or things like that. And that's rough just because of the fact that not only do these people lose their jobs, obviously, like their careers of them doing, the creative content that they wish that they were doing at the time. Now they have to move to different sites, which is kind of a trouble because now you're finding new audiences, things like that. You can't bring your audiences with you,
Exactly. That's pretty much all it is. There's a lot of, the fans that are against using certain platforms to stream and whatnot. Like, I know a lot of people that don't want to use Twitch because of certain reasons or whatever it is. There's certain people that they don't want to go to Facebook for their gaming needs. Like, who uses Facebook?
Yeah.
But it's just that type of deal. So it's kind of sad to say that a lot of people do lose their jobs and everything.
Yeah.
When it comes to that.
It's rough, man.
But it's the times. It's the times that we're living in. Times change. All we gotta do as content creators and everything is just we have to adapt. We have to adapt to what we're doing. We have to adapt to where we go, depending on the situations that happen and whatnot. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Hopefully, we just want to wish luck to everybody out there that is in Mixer before it closes down. we just hope to see more of you guys. There's a lot of platforms out there. There's YouTube. Facebook gaming obviously is gonna stay because now they just bought them out.
And Facebook gaming's popping though.
Yeah,
it's
Facebook
popping.
gaming is definitely
it's hundreds of millions of people.
It's one of those things, unfortunately, that I see a lot of people going through Facebook, but just a lot of people don't have Facebook accounts because they either close them out or anything like that, so they don't want to watch their stuff on Facebook. But there's a lot of stuff. There's YouTube, Facebook, and there's Twitch. Mm-hmm. So anywhere that you are, just shoot us a message because we love to see new content creators. We love seeing gaming stuff. So if you need us, if you have any questions or anything like that, just let us know. We're here to help, and we'll guide you on the right direction if need be.
100%. And I mean, on that, like on a final note for that itself, like all the people I know personally from like Mixer or even the Beam days and stuff like that, I hope you guys are like all chilling. I hope whatever the process you're going through, either going to what's it called, Facebook gaming or YouTube or anything like that, I hope that's a smooth transition as it may be. That's something that again it was like pretty much like not only just like a streaming shock for them, but it was, you call it an industry shock because it pretty much did challenge YouTube and Twitch to take some of what Mixer had, which was
definitely did.
That's something called FTL, which is basically like instant streaming. So you would see what was happening in the blink of an eye, which is something that no one else had. And now Twitch has it. So it's competition. Xbox and PlayStation do it every day. It's pretty much just competing against each other to make the best platforms.
Exactly. It's all about adapting and just trying to switch whatever you're doing because of the times that we're living in. But enough of that.
Yes.
Let's get into the good
stuff.
news. Let's get into the good news now. Let's start with Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers got a big announcement. Even though you could be happy, you could be sad about it. It is what it is. But we got Min Min from ARMS announced that it's gonna be the next fighter in Smash Brothers. So that's gonna be really, really fun in my opinion. ARMS is one of those games that if you guys played it, it's different to say the least.
It's a gimmick that I love.
Yeah, so
it's my type of game.
I feel like it's a really different game, but it's so fun.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's a really blast. And we got a lot of different characters in ARMS. We found out that Min Min is coming to Smash Brothers, so that's gonna be a really different kind of pace in Smash Brothers because we know we have a lot of sword fighters, we have a lot of range fighters. We don't have a lot of brawlers, but we have now with Min Min. I feel like it's gonna be a game changer. From what they showed, I feel like she's gonna be overpowered as hell.
She's made for me.
Yeah.
She's made for me. My favorite character is Mii Brawler, and you're giving me a character who literally punches people.
Yeah, literally.
I'm buying it.
Yeah, so I feel like Min Min is gonna be a big change to the game, but from what they showed, I think she's gonna change the game on how everybody plays and whatnot, because not only is she a brawler, obviously, but she also has range attacks, which is amazing for a brawler to have. And she has a lot of different type of moves and whatnot, so it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really, really great.
A little bit of a switch up, hopefully, because it's a. I mean, I play it when I can, but it's a very sword dominant game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Fire Emblem, to say the least. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the Fire Emblem characters, but there is a lot of them.
I'm getting flashbacks already.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is. Min Min, it's definitely gonna be a big change to Smash Brothers.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good change.
Yeah, I think so.
I like punching people.
Another big announcement that we got, which got a lot of mixed reviews. I'm noticing online. I was very excited about it. I guess because I'm a fan. It continues from last week's episode. We're talking about Pokemon Unite.
Another Pokemon Presents.
Another Pokemon Present
Two
happened.
for two.
Yeah, boy. In the Pokemon Presents, they announced Pokemon Unite. I've heard a lot of people just say that it was a bad delivery. A lot of people weren't happy with the I guess game style or gameplay or whatever it is.
Was that the MOBA?
Yeah, it was the MOBA of Pokemon. I feel like it's gonna be a really change of pace in Pokemon, and from what they showed, it looks fun. If you're into MOBA games, I feel like Pokemon Unite is gonna be a fun change in that. I mean, we have a lot of them like Dota, we have League of Legends, we have Smite, of course. So we have a lot of games that adapt into that style. But for all those Pokemon fans out there that want to play something like that, Pokemon Unite is here. We have it. It's coming. So the idea of it pretty much is you start with a Pokemon, base level, depending on who it is. Let's say, for example, Charmander, because he's a fan favorite. So with Charmander, you start off and you have a team of 5. It's 5v5 arena style, 2 teams, and then you go through the game, beat different Pokemons, and then as you're beating them, you are leveling up also. And then when you beat them, you actually capture the Pokemon, and then you have to take them to these beacons or in your area, because the map is divided into 2. So you have 5 spots on your side, and then 5 spots on the enemy. You capture the Pokemon, then you have to take them to these spots, and then when you capture them, you level up your Pokemon, and then it actually ends up evolving. So we have you can go into Charmeleon or Charizard, depending on how much you evolve. So I think it's a fun concept. It's gonna bring a lot of Pokemon players in. It's crossplay, which is awesome.
Crossplay for what?
Crossplay for Switch and mobile. Obviously, because Pokemon, is owned by Nintendo, so they're not gonna pass it over to PlayStation or Xbox, unfortunately. But
it is what it is.
It's fun to say that
everyone
it's gonna
should have a Switch now.
Yeah, it's fun to say that at least it's gonna come to mobile. So even if you don't own a Switch, most people do own a smart device.
You probably have 3 cell phones in your house.
Exactly.
So just play it on any
cell phone, a tablet, something you have to.
A computer with BlueStacks. You can literally have, if you have a laptop, you can play any mobile game right now.
Any mobile game on it. So I feel like Pokemon Unite is gonna be really change the pace. I know I'm gonna be playing it.
I'm 140% in there.
Nick
you said MOBA, I'm in there.
He doesn't play Pokemon too much, but MOBA, he definitely plays MOBA.
I'm dope.
He does a lot of Smite,
I'm excited.
to say the least. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's gonna be a really good change of pace when it comes.
Yeah, I literally. I like to go through Twitter on a daily basis just to get like a handle for news and stuff like that. And I saw that there was a post that someone said, like 2017, like let them make a Pokemon MOBA.
Yeah.
And they like reposted it, and I was like, wow, it's full circle. I can't believe I never thought this day would ever been
here. Here it is, yeah. But it's gonna be very interesting.
I'm genuinely excited.
Yeah. Another good announcement this past week, which I feel like it's been a long time coming, was Crash Bandicoot. 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
It's called It's About Time.
Yeah, it is definitely about time. That was the name, no?
Yeah, that's the
name.
Okay,
yeah, I was like, wait, that sounded familiar.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
That was the name of the game. It's About Time, which is pretty cool. So Crash Bandicoot, a long time coming. We haven't had one in forever. Now we know that it's finally coming to PlayStation 4, right?
Xbox and Switch.
Yeah. Yes. So all the consoles. Probably is going to carry over to the new consoles later on, but it's going to be a really cool for all those Crash fans out there. It's finally coming. We have hope, since it's coming to the Switch, we have hope that maybe Crash is going to be in a future Smash, but that's another conversation whenever that happens. If it happens.
That's like a Dragon Ball character coming to Smash at the 3.
Oh my god.
We know how that's going to go.
On that.
Yeah, that's another video.
But yeah, I mean, did you play Crash? Do you like Crash?
I played Crash originally. I did dive a little bit into the remaster that came out some time ago.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much like the standard of what they want remasters to be.
Yeah.
Especially same thing as Spyro.
Spyro,
Spyro and Crash both did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward, because if it's pretty much the same premise as that, but a brand new game, and they did say that it's going to be new tech, it's going to be new abilities, so it's going to be pretty much like a new version of Crash just brought into the current gen. So I'm excited to see exactly how that's going to be. I mean, it'll be fun. It's not a game to take serious.
No, yeah,
it's kind of like Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those games that you just pick up, have fun, beat the game and whatnot, and you're just having.
You talk about it for a couple days.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I know I'll be playing it. I know I'll be once it comes out. I know I'll be on it because I've been a Crash fan, and I feel like in the new consoles, or let's say current consoles, it's gonna play very well.
100%.
Yeah,
just
gonna be really cool.
Bring back Jack and Dexter. That's what I'm thinking.
Please.
Yeah.
We're getting Ratchet and Clank. We're getting Crash Bandicoot. We already had Spyro.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't gotten a new Spyro, but still, Ratchet and Clank, please, Sony.
That's all I need at this point, bro.
Yeah. But what was one of the big announcements that you liked this week?
Oh man, personally, I feel like it just happened 2 days ago. The Avengers event that they had going on, that was pretty great in my opinion.
Avengers, yeah. I just caught a glimpse of it, yeah, but it looked crazy.
Incredible. But my concern is from what I've watched and from what I've read and heard and stuff like that. It looks like it's gonna be good. It has a lot of single player content, a lot of co-op content, things like that.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer actually ties into the single player.
Yeah.
So let's say you do the single player portion, you want to play that, and you think it's cool, and you want more single player content. You hop into co-op, you do some missions there. It spans out into bigger missions, and you get narrative off of that. So basically, let's say me and you and a couple of guys do missions or something like that. We do the co-op mission. We each do our own segments. And then after we finish that, we get our own cinematics back when we go to base, kind of like a little bit of like Anthem in a way.
Yep.
But then that gives us single player content to go to on ourselves.
Okay. I noticed in the Avengers that they said that it was gonna be single player. They had co-op and they had 4-player co-op online.
Mm-hmm.
Is the co-op gonna be 2 players online also?
It's 2 to 4.
2 to 4. And what about the 4-player missions?
Those are called war zones. So what that ends up being is that you play those missions. Okay. They're giant span missions.
Okay.
And you play your own characters. And the cool thing about that is not only do you play like individual heroes, but you get to customize each and every aspect. So again, think about like something along the lines of any other RPG, or if you've played Anthem or anything like that, where you get to customize every part of your character. Mm-hmm. You get to change your costume, you get to change your weapons, you get to change the attachments to your weapons. So let's say you're playing Iron Man and you're using laser beams or something like that. You get to add different elements to that. Okay. So you could do like electric laser beams, his standard red, or you could do like gamma.
Nice.
So you could do like something like Hulk does.
Yeah.
And it like burns people up. It just adds like extra flair to that.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that there was
it
a
looks
lot
crazy, dude.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that there was a lot of customization on it, which I'm a sucker for customization, especially when it comes to like games like that. Avengers. I mean, you're getting, let's say, for example, Iron Man, and you get to customize the whole suit. The Hulk. I noticed that they put the Hulk in a whole suit, like a tie and everything. So that's gonna be pretty fun.
Oh man.
And then you get to customize the moveset, abilities, and all that stuff from what I was seeing and then pictures I saw and I was reading. So I feel like that's actually gonna be really fun. I mean, they've delayed it already plenty of times.
Yeah, so, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean,
like
better to have a complete game than just to, not to go back to any of the other games that happened. But hopefully, when it comes out, it's gonna be really big.
I do feel like it's gonna be very what's the word for it? Inclusive to everybody.
Yeah.
Because like every character in the game is gonna have 3 different play styles. So like, everyone can
everybody
have a different character.
Yep. Everybody can choose their own play style. Let's say. For that,
which is
and
big.
I feel I know that for Avengers they also said that you're gonna get a free upgrade too to the next gen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's gonna be really cool. Yeah. So if you buy it on the current gen, you're gonna get a free upgrade to the next gen console. So don't be afraid to buy it and get your hands dirty and everything, because you will be secured to get it on the next gen console. That was one of my fears of getting a game so late in the year that I was like, okay, should I wait for the next gen console and get it then, or should I just get it over with right now? So I feel like that's gonna be great to have it in the current gen and then just get a free upgrade to the next gen. So you'll already have something to play with.
Yeah, Crystal Dynamics is very nice in being good to their audience, kind of like the Cyberpunk devs, CD Projekt Red.
Yep.
They're really good at kind of just realizing who is going to get into the game. Hopefully, they're kind of like reading the room and then realizing that we have the new console coming out.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
have everyone grab it, because once Cyberpunk comes out at the end of the year, I'm gonna be honest, someone's gonna buy Avengers. It's gonna be a very rare instance.
It's good. It's good to have it for the next gen. Mm-hmm. Like it's cool to have it there, but it's good that they're gonna give it to you early and you get a free upgrade to the next gen, which is awesome.
Yeah. That's gonna be great. I'm genuinely excited. It does look like a huge improvement over what they did before, but it still looks like they're still obviously they're still working on it. So I'm hoping whatever happens is smoothed out.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so too. There's a lot that can happen from here to the release date and everything. I know that they're gonna do great with the game when it comes out. I know it's gonna play awesome, and who doesn't want an Avengers game? We've had a bunch of movies with Avenger characters. So, it's time for the game. I feel like it's definitely time.
Yeah.
One of the big announcements, or not announcements, but I was looking at an article, and there was rumored out there that Warner Brothers and Rocksteady, they have an unannounced game from DC Universe. So we're talking about Avengers. Now let's go into DC. We've had amazing games from Rocksteady. We have Batman, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. We've had incredible games that Rocksteady has put out from DC. And, if you've played any of the Batman games, you know what I'm talking about. They are amazing. Now, this unannounced game, they have a patent on different names, but it's looking towards Suicide Squad.
Uh-huh.
So, with Suicide Squad out there, they have a lot to do, let me tell you. If you guys are fans of DC and you read either comics or you watch any of the animated movies or anything like that, if you follow any of the lore of DC, Suicide Squad is one of the big ones out there. So you have a lot of characters when it comes to Suicide Squad, because it's not only the ones, if you've only seen the cinematic, what is it called, Suicide Squad, then please look into more of the comic book side of it, because there's a lot of characters that it comes into the Suicide Squad. So, I mean, I feel like it's going to be amazing. They did incredible with Batman, so I feel like if they do like a big scale Suicide Squad with different missions that, you know, they send us in, and then different characters in those missions, I feel like it's going to be incredible.
I mean, I'm personally looking forward to it just because of the fact that we haven't seen a Rocksteady game since 2015.
Yeah.
And that game is currently on Game Pass. It's Arkham Knight, of course. But the good thing about that is usually they do like these yearly financial things, basically saying like what company's coming out with the game there. And Rocksteady was slated for 2022. So we'll see if that comes out around that time frame. If something happens, I mean, we're gonna hear about it probably at the end of this year or the beginning of next year.
Probably at the end of the year, exactly, or you know,
or next week.
With our anything can happen, really.
Yeah, pretty
anything
much.
can happen. Rocksteady can hit us with any announcements, just like Xbox will soon.
Oof.
Stay tuned for that, because we will have a lot to talk about when that happens.
So excited.
Yeah, but I something that happened this past week, and I know, you know, we've been playing it. It's the Apex event.
Yes.
Lost Treasures, which it was amazing.
Yes.
It's been such a fun ride, man. It's been so good. The changes on the characters,
Perfect.
amazing.
I wouldn't say perfect, but it's pretty great.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. I feel like balances happen that needed to happen. Wraith, for example, she needed to be changed.
Yeah.
And it happened. I feel like she's more balanced now. And for those characters or those players out there that love Wraith, I'm sorry, because she's not as broken as she was anymore.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But there's a lot of big changes. One of my favorite characters is Crypto. Crypto got incredible with the different changes that happened to him. Lifeline got ridiculous. Holy crap. She can rest
2 people.
both teammates at the same time.
And the other person's tanking the shots.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
what kind of world is this?
That's crazy.
It's pretty good. But people are still getting used to it, I feel like, obviously.
Yeah,
it's only
yeah.
been 2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
But granted, you'll see people just kind of running around like, what's going on here? But
there's a lot of changes. The event itself, the actual game mode, super fun. Shotguns and snipers, and you start with an Evo shield, start with a Mozambique, which nobody uses really.
pretty bad gun.
Yeah,
I'll just say that. Even if you don't play Apex and you hear that word, it's kind of like the boogeyman.
You already know that. You
Not a good way.
drop it the moment you get in.
Yeah, you're better off punching them. That's how much damage it does.
Yeah, I agree. You're better off punching them. But you start off with a Mozambique, an Evo shield, and then in the map it's only shotguns and snipers. So, you know, basic gameplay of Apex. Just go in, be the last one to survive. I will say, I have noticed in every game that I played, and with everybody that we've played, there's not a lot of heals. There's not a lot of like heals around the map when it comes to like shield cells.
For that mode?
Syringes. Yeah, for that mode.
I guess maybe like decreased drop rates possibly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like you need a lifeline in the team. So you definitely, for that game mode, the Lost Treasures game mode, you do need
Well, especially because it's snipers.
Yeah.
So if everyone's peeked up on roofs and stuff like that, yeah, 100%.
There's not going to be any heals around it, so you need a lifeline, if, in my opinion. So always have a lifeline.
Lifeline, Octane, and Path.
Have somebody to escape, have somebody to scan, something like that. Pathfinder's great. Have a Bloodhound or a Crypto in there. So I feel like those are the teams that work very well in that. Especially if you have a, like we were doing yesterday. Kind of like a rush type deal. We did, if I'm not mistaken, it was Gibraltar, Revenant, and Crypto. And with Crypto, I was playing Crypto, obviously. I scanned everything, and the moment that I altered them with my EMP, I actually got the team. They got slowed a little bit. My team pushed around, and then when they pushed back, that my drone couldn't get them anymore. I actually, the transition now and the change on Crypto was incredible because I got in my drone again, moved it around so I can see them again and my team can see them, and then got back out of my drone and we were able to battle them quick and we took the team out. So I feel like those changes.
It's such a fast change. It was basically like 2.5 seconds is a long time, but now it's 1.5, so it's kind of like just thinking about it in
you don't think about it
base.
until you're playing it. You know what I'm saying?
It hits you.
Yeah,
it's always like
because
that.
you notice how fast it is from what it was if you play the character, of course.
100%.
So I feel like that's gonna be awesome.
And if you haven't played Apex in a while, just take a bit of what we say, and if you decide to go back into the game, try those characters out because it is a big change of pace for the game personally. And this was probably one of the best patches that they've done in a very long time.
One of the biggest ones and one of the best ones that they've done, in my opinion. Yeah. And
this is a good time to play Apex.
Yep, definitely. I feel like now it's more balanced and you can jump right in.
Get ready for crossplay and Switch.
Yes, sir.
And mobile, apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mobile in I think January or February they said.
Mobile is coming. Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy.
But on the Switch, I'll be waiting.
Yeah, I'll play on the Switch.
Yeah, definitely. Another announcement that Nick is very excited about.
Ooh.
I don't play it too much, unfortunately. I would love to. I just haven't given it the chance. But let me just let him talk about it.
Yes. So one of my we mentioned it earlier. Smite is it's a pretty big game. It's getting bigger by the day.
Yes.
And they just announced earlier this week that they're doing a collaboration with Nickelodeon to bring in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Crazy.
And they're actually bringing 3 of the characters. It's Aang, Zuko, and Korra. And they're basically what they're doing is they're taking those characters and they're reskinning current characters in the game, but you could play as them. So if you like Avatar and things like that, or if you've figured you wanted to play a game and play as those characters,
Yep.
they have special animations. There's pretty much the same as that character. They have the voice actors from the game as well, from what they said.
That's awesome.
It's 100% from the anime into the game, and it looks incredible. It looks perfect. It's completely surprising. I mean, I did hear a little bit about it a few weeks ago. They kind of leaked out a photo, but I didn't expect it to look as good as it does.
Mm-hmm.
And they even have, I think it's 6 skins. So you get the 3 main characters, and then you get 3 reskins of them in their like avatar states, besides Zuko, of course. And it definitely looks like in 2 weeks, like a lot of people are just gonna hop on a Smite just to play that.
I mean, from what you shared and from what I saw, it looks incredible. I'm a big Avatar fan overall, and I feel like if I want to jump in the game, I feel like now is the time.
What a good way to bring people in.
Like for real.
What a good way.
Avatar just on Netflix, and everybody has jumped on Avatar. A lot of people that haven't seen Avatar now are big fans of Avatar, and I'm very happy about that because I saw Avatar when it first came out back on Nickelodeon, and having it on Netflix just brought so many more people into it. I feel like it's gonna be amazing.
It's kind of like on everyone's tongue right now.
Yeah.
So to introduce it into a game that's free, and not only is it free, but it's cross-play, it's cross-progression. It's on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. You could literally play it everywhere and get the skins. And you pay $10 and you get all 6 skins.
Look at that.
So it's literally it's one of the best grabs. And in 2 weeks, I feel like it's gonna be personally like a big thing. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned also one of the big things was the Avatar state, no?
Yeah, so basically you get the 3 skins, and then the more you play, it's like a battle pass for Apex. The more you play that, you get the Avatar skins, which is basically Aang in his Avatar state and Korra in her Avatar state, and you actually get to play as those characters in game with special animations. So it's going to be cool, and honestly, I haven't seen skins in that game, and I've been playing the game for a few years with that much detail.
Yeah, I remember.
So it's gonna be cool.
It's awesome.
And I can only imagine how. I mean, because right now the game's in the biggest it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how crazier it gets.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
feel like it's gonna be good. Another game that Nick mentioned to me, and I saw a little bit about it because he was playing it and whatnot, and we were talking about it, and he said that it looked beautiful for being a free game, and I didn't believe it until I saw it. If you haven't played it, download it. You'll understand what we're talking about. It's called Crossfire. Crossfire, right?
Yeah, Crossfire X.
Yeah, Crossfire X. But Nick knows a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so it's very, very short, very little thing. It's a game that's been out for a very long time actually, but they pretty much remade it and they brought it to the current gen. As of right now, it's only in closed beta, but you can play it on open beta for the next few days. I believe it's from the 25th until the 28th or 29th. And it is a free game. It is a game that's also going to be released with the same thing that they're doing for PS5, where they release the game now and then they come out with it in a couple of months, where it's like a next gen type of version of the same game. Again, the game doesn't come out for another 3 or 4 months, but it looks spectacular. It's free. We're going to throw up the video, of course, and things like that. I'll definitely try it out, not only because it's free, but because it is a pretty interesting shooter. The basic gameplay of it is, if you ever like Counter-Strike, if you've ever played Counter-Strike, it's the same premise. You literally have, I think it's 4v4, 5v5s. You just start the match, you buy your guns, things like that, and then you just fight each other. The level design is just, it's something you're going to see along the lines of a AAA game. It looks fantastic. It runs at 60 frames. It's 4K gameplay as well.
From what I saw, I feel like the game is, it didn't look like a free game.
No.
Let's just put it that way.
It looks, the budget and the quality is something that they've been talking about for a while now, but we've only seen trailers, but actually seeing gameplay on a screen in the room that we're playing.
And it's a beta.
Yeah, and it's beta.
It's a beta.
It's beta, and it doesn't come out for another few months, but you could still download the beta and play it, but of course they do like trials. If you're a part of the Xbox Insider program, it's on there as well. It's going to be on Xbox and PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I've only heard word of it on Xbox, though, so just take that with a grain of salt as it is. But if you just happen to see it ahead of time, try it out. Watch some videos on it. It looks like it's going to be a game to keep in mind sometime next year. Or
We'll put up a link to a little bit of gameplay and trailer and everything down on the description below, and you'll see what we're talking about. Because if you download it and try it will blow your mind on how good the game looks.
If you like shooters with very solid animations and just good work and like gun wise and stuff like that, and you like games like Counter-Strike or Valorant and anything like that, it's gonna fit that little fancy of yours.
I agree.
So it's gonna be good.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the topic of the big news of the week, which was CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077 announcement. And I feel like that was one of the best announcements that they had throughout the whole week of everything that we talked about.
Of course.
Yeah, but they had gameplay.
Yes.
They had a little cinematic and a lot of news that was into the talking and everything into that.
Yes. Finally, a deep dive into the game that they've been in development for 8+ years at this point. This is the first time we're actually getting to see and hearing about different ways to tackle the game. Granted, they did show us some stuff last year, but they didn't really talk about the differences in different character choices, paths you can take, customization and stuff like that, and then some of the extra gameplay stuff you'll be able to do throughout the course of the game. Yeah. So I'm genuinely excited. Usually when you see games over the course of the years as stuff goes on, it kind of downgrades in quality. It's gotten better. Like the visuals from last year to this year, the gameplay, the amount of stuff they've added, it just, what's the word for it?
I mean, they've improved, they've upgraded. Yes. Let's say, to say the least. You know?
A lot of love, care, and passion has gone into this game, and you can see it just because of just how many options you're given, and just how much you can do, and how not only are they allowing you to play the game currently on the consoles that are out now, but when next gen comes out, you're going to be able to have the possibility to, if you buy it at that time, you get a free upgrade to the next gen, and you get to get that full 4K beautifulness that they're going to offer.
Free upgrade to the next gen console, pretty much, which is one of the best things, in my opinion, that they have done, because it's not coming out with a bunch of different stuff and whatnot. And if you want to play it, let's say for example, I don't know, the next gen console doesn't come out till like December, for example, let's say, but the game Cyberpunk comes out in November, so you at least get to play it for that month in the current gen, and then when the next gen comes out, you get a free upgrade to the next gen, which in my opinion is the way to play it. If you're getting the next gen console, you have to play Cyberpunk in that next gen, because it's definitely the power that the consoles will have the power to support that game how it's supposed to be played. And I feel like it's just gonna look and feel like a whole other game.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm very firm and just looking at what they're showing, because they are the one out of a very handful of companies that when they show you something, you're getting what they're showing. They're not. You might even get more than what they're showing, which is what I expect out of that.
Yeah.
So I imagine that the final product is going to be like not only just a really fantastic, beautiful, and well-driven game, but it's going to be something that's going to like push like all of entertainment forward. Yeah. Like you're gonna see Cyberpunk in an anime which comes out in 2022. You're gonna see something, I imagine, related to movies. You'll probably see books even more published into that.
I agree.
It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be big. The things that the little things that they showed. Let's say they showed 3 classes that you can play with.
Yes.
Which were
Street Kid, Corporate, and Nomad. And each class basically just gives you a different prologue, but they all lead off into the same intro, so you're not really missing out on basically starting the game differently. You're just getting different cinematics at the intro, and you get to choose different stuff for your character that leads you into, like, let's say, different play styles and stuff like that. I did see some people choose that depending on like where they started off to, they could choose different paths for like abilities. So for example, if you start the game early and you want to go more into like a firearm build, you could do that. You could pretty much go for firearms and gun, like melee and stuff like that, which that sounds cool because of the fact that you start off doing something different, and let's say later in the game you want to change that up, you can. You have options. You're not like
it's
stuck.
all about game style. It's like what suits you. For example, you have the melee that you can start with, and probably that's what I'm gonna do.
I love punching people.
I love going just face first in there. But I feel like that's how I'm gonna go. And if anything, I can change it later on. So you have those options, to say the least, when it comes to customization, because you can go deep into customization in this game. It is incredible. I mean, CD Projekt Red, we know what they do. We know the incredible things that they show with Witcher. Well, we got like customization, open world, stuff that they can do with abilities and stuff like that. I feel like Cyberpunk is gonna be that, but better.
Yes.
In a sense.
And the thing that catches my eye, because more than anything in terms of detail and just showing you how much they've like delve themselves into the game is the fact that when you actually do upgrades, you watch a in-game cutscene, and not even a cutscene, but it's an in-game moment of you going through each individual upgrade.
That's changing for you.
So it's like you know exactly what's happening to your character at all times, and you're seeing exactly what's happening. So like that love and again passion is something that we rarely see.
Yeah. From a game studio, it's very very rare. But CD Projekt Red really cares about the community, and you can, if you follow them on any social media, like for example Instagram, I follow them. They actually put out fan appreciation posts and everything because they care about the community, and that's exactly what a game studio should do, because we're the ones that play the game. So if a game studio cares about what I'm playing or what I'm doing, I know their content is gonna be incredible.
100%. This is the most excited I've been in years.
Little thing to mention, and I agree to disagree with a lot of you out there, but I feel like Cyberpunk is gonna be the one that's gonna take the cake for 2020. I feel like it's gonna be Game of the Year.
Yeah.
We have Last of Us.
Except SpongeBob.
I mean, we're not gonna talk about that. But we have Last of Us, of course. Ghost of Tsushima comes out next month, but Cyberpunk, I feel from what they showed today and the detail and care that the developers went into it, I feel like it's gonna be a Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Not to take away from Last of Us, not to take away from Ghost of Tsushima.
Even Halo Infinity.
Even Halo.
But I don't think those are gonna compare to this game.
No.
It's a completely different realm.
It's the depth and everything that you can do in the game, and the storyline and what the developers put into it. I feel like it's gonna be the cake. It's gonna take the cake this year. Yeah.
Nothing's gonna compare, and I say that, and he says that especially too, with very. With like years of playing different games and having different ideas and delving into different stuff like that. Especially lately, I've been doing a lot more single player games.
Yeah.
It's very 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 rare.
Yeah, we play pretty much every genre. We play every genre between both of us of video games. So we have played many games throughout our lives, and I feel like Cyberpunk is gonna be just the next step into that. Now we mentioned a little bit of The Last of Us. Let's talk a little bit about The Last of Us.
A little spoiler free for the moment.
Yeah, it is gonna be spoiler free, so don't worry. I'm not gonna spoil anything. That's gonna be for the next video that we're gonna do on The Last of Us. But how do you guys feel about The Last of Us after playing it or finishing it for a while? How do you guys feel about The Last of Us? I feel I finished it already, so after finishing it, I feel like the game is really good. It's a really great game. One of my favorite of all time was Last of Us 1. Now with Last of Us 2, we get a little bit more into the story. I feel like it's great. But, and this is just my opinion. This is how I felt about it. I feel like the story itself was just out of order. I feel like they just needed to do some rearranging in the story to actually make it more enjoyable, because there's certain parts that you play, and it's hard to say about The Last of Us, but there's certain parts about The Last of Us that I did not enjoy playing because of certain reasons that happened and everything.
Yeah.
So, The Last of Us overall, The Last of Us Part 2 overall was a great game. From when I started till I finished, I feel like the gameplay was incredible.
Smooth as butter,
yeah,
bro.
Visuals, I feel like they were beautiful. I mean, it's Naughty Dog. They do incredible with visuals. But, again, it's all about the story. I'm playing The Last of Us because of the story. And if you give me something that is going to get me upset and it's not going to make me enjoy gameplay, and for those of you that have finished the game, you know what I'm talking about, I feel like that was the change. Again, I just want to hear from you guys how you feel. Like, message us on our social media, on Twitter or on Instagram, or comment down below, because I actually want to hear what you guys think. It is the topic of the week, in my opinion. I've been talking to a lot of people. Yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people about The Last of Us, and there's a lot of different comments. There's a lot of different ideas on the story and whatnot. But I personally feel that it was just rearranged. I know you haven't gone too much into it, but how do you feel so far about it?
Personal preference, I still think the gameplay is fantastic. I think it plays smooth. I think it feels smooth. I think it looks fantastic. I think a lot of the gameplay mechanics that they introduced, and like some of the ones that are pre-existing,
I agree.
They took you know, a lot of the time, and they buffed it out and they polished it and they made it, you know, the best that they can. You could pretty much say this is probably the best playing Naughty Dog game. That's just how it is.
That's out there. Yeah, I agree.
Story wise, from where I've gotten past majority of talks, I guess, at this point, and it's good, but there's the obvious moments that you're kind of just like, really, but that's really it.
You'll understand once you get more into it. Of course, you'll understand. I know you got the end spoiled for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly, I already know how the game ends, but it is what it is.
We're not gonna talk about it until our next video. But yeah, The Last of Us 2 was a journey, a tough journey for that, to say, you know. It was one of those that I wanted to finish to see how it ended because of all the stuff that happened in the game. If you haven't finished it, please go ahead and finish it. We're gonna make a whole video on The Last of Us, talking about everything that transpired in that game, so we can dive deeper into that. When it comes to like Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima that comes out next month, and Cyberpunk 2077, I feel like we're gonna do a little bit more in-depth video once we play more out of it and whatnot, so that way, you know, you guys can either agree, disagree, give us your ideas, and see how you guys feel about, you know, the games that we're talking about. We're also gonna do a little bit more in our channel, so expect different talks, expect different videos that we're going to be bringing to you. So, but also expect obviously our weekly episodic podcast talking about everything that happened in the week and whatnot.
100%.
But I feel like, you know, next week we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about also that's going to happen and whatnot. So just stay tuned for everything that's gonna be going on.
Yeah, like it's getting to the point where I mean, we won't know what's gonna happen next week, but we'll see what happens at that point.
Anything can happen. Let's say.
Yeah, pretty much. with the amount of news that's gone across us and how things have been, it's gonna be pretty good.
All right.
But for that, yeah, honestly, I think we're gonna wrap up the episode on that. It's been a fantastic week. There's been a lot of good stuff that's happening, and hopefully we'll see what more happens from next. Definitely, if you want any more information or keep up to date with anything, check the link below. We do have all of our videos. We have all of our Twitter links. We're going to have all of the videos that we're going to list in here in the description box. From that point, you can check if you want to watch any more details, any more Cyberpunk information. Everything's listed there. So for now, take care, and don't forget to pass the joystick.
Thank you, boys.